One of the big questions that I have after the recent news with Oculus is what has changed since Facebook acquired all of you? And how has that affected the tone of the office and any development itself?
Well, the first day that we announced to the team what was happening and that we were partnering with Facebook, it was quite a surprise. Many people, I still think, don't fully understand or know that Palmer was the most excited about this partnership because he felt like from the beginning we got into this to make VR work and make it work for the masses and make it work at a scale and at a comfort level that could hit the entire population.
Sure.
And that everybody would enjoy getting into virtual reality. And by partnering with Facebook, I think Palmer, when describing it to the team, described it as time travelers and being able to travel into the future when we were a big successful VR company and had lots of money, and being able to now take that back in time to where we are today and being able to invest that funding into consumer hardware and into making hardware R&D, into building the network. We can now go into the future and take this great network that Facebook has, and they have a payment system and they have a profile management system, and they've spent a huge amount of time on privacy and on security, and they are trying to tackle all those things as the only 1.2 billion user service. They're trying to solve these problems.
Right.
And by being able to partner with them and have them help us solve those problems, we're going to need to solve security and privacy and all those things also. So being able to have all of that now really is going to allow us to make a much better virtual reality platform for gaming, for consumers right away, bigger, better, faster, and hopefully at a lower cost. Because Mark and the Facebook team aren't looking at making a big margin on the hardware. They're looking at, let's get this out to as many people as possible, which is, again, right from the beginning, what we wanted to do.
And are you guys still working with Valve on some things? Since Facebook, because I know that you guys kind of had a tight relationship previously. Is that still active?
We're big fans of what Valve does.
Yeah.
We all love Steam. We all have Steam installed on our computers, like 75
Everyone,
million people that all play games on the PC. So we're really enthusiastic about Valve as a game developer. We hope that they make VR games.
Yeah.
They had a great VR group with Michael Abrash and Ottman Binstock and a number of them. They wanted to see VR become a real platform and a real product, and I think they recognized the best place to do that was at Oculus, because we're shipping the consumer platform and product, and that's what we're all about. And
you're focused on it.
we're focused on it with
so
now
much.
over 100 people, and it's going to be, even several hundred more people. We're focused. All of the games we make are VR games.
Yeah.
All of the experience we make is a VR experience. The hardware, everything we do every day is how to make a better VR platform. There will be other experiences that people start creating. We're just seeing it happen in the ecosystem. We're seeing people publish a virtual cinema. We're seeing people publish architectural apps and medical apps, and we're getting calls from Ford and all these different companies and Audi and these companies that are doing car systems, and there's a ton of non-gaming that's just happening in the ecosystem. It's not actually what we're focusing on. We're focusing on gaming. So we're just really happy to be here at E3 showing off some of the latest and greatest games. Totally focused on the game side of things. I think long term we do want this to be a service and an experience that everybody can enjoy, just like a communication device like a mobile phone or like your PC, and so your PC does more than just play games, so does your mobile phone.
Right.
It is going to be something that happens as this matures into a mass market experience and product.
Does Project Morpheus make you nervous in terms of it coming out before Oculus possibly, or people just getting used to Morpheus and then kind of forgetting about Oculus at all? Like, is that a threat?
Not at all. The only thing that we're worried about with Morpheus is if they really deliver a true high-quality VR experience and product. That's the number one thing. We've told them that from the beginning, and we have a really great relationship with Sony. We invited their key guys to come see our internal prototypes that most people haven't seen.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
When was that?
No NDAs, no nothing. Just we said, hey, come on over, and we want to show you what we're doing, and we want to talk about some of the hard problems. It's the same thing that Valve did with us, and we're all in this together. We want to be open about what we're doing, how we're doing it, and we want to make sure that other big companies that get into VR do a really great job and deliver great VR, because the more great VR platforms there are, the more likely people are going to be able to make great VR content. because as a developer, you want to make content for these platforms. And so if Sony's doing it and Oculus is doing it, and maybe there's one or two other companies that are doing it, that's better for all consumers in the end, better for VR, because you're going to get more content as long as they're good.
Right.
They got to be good.
Right.
And I'm the most sensitive in the company, and they've got to not make you, want to take it off.
Want to hurl.
Yeah, you gotta want to stay in it, and
Sure.
it's a huge challenge, and it's a challenge I don't think any of the devices that people have been showing yet have really solved, actually. It's something that we feel confident that we've now solved in internal prototypes. But even our DK2 is not consumer ready.
So, timeline-wise, I know you guys haven't announced a release date or anything, but you have all these internal prototypes, and DevKit 2 is getting there, and it's looking great. Like, I just played Alien Isolation and almost had to change pants. Are you guys on the same timeline for release, though? Like, do you think that you're going to come out before Morpheus, or is that even something you're
It's not something
about?
that we consider, that we worry about. They're going to come out when they hopefully think that they got it right and that it's ready to ship. We're going to do the same. You are starting to see some larger budget experiences and developers starting to make content specifically made for VR with real budget behind it. And that's incredibly exciting. I mean, it's just neat to see this finally start to pick up and be real. I think we have 190 experiences on Oculus Share. There are a lot of community experiences, a lot of people just testing out what's working, what's not, sharing everything openly. But I think you will see hundreds of experiences when we go to ship the consumer product. There'll be hundreds of experiences. There's going to be a lot to do, and most of it will be comfortable, at least on Oculus. So.